Hi everyone, I'm Kat from Kat's Creations, and I want to welcome you to my kitchen where today we are crafting as part of a live stream Crafters Palooza. So it has been starting since 9:30 this morning, courtesy of Jim at I think it's Crafters or Creative Crafters Connection.
Right.
So if you are seeing me for the very first time, I am always on Friday nights at 5, which is
Pacific time.
Yeah, Pacific time, 7 p.m. Central and 8 p.m. Eastern time. So I've been doing this part of my business for going on 3 years now. And so tonight I'm going to walk you through how to make a simple lantern swag for Patriotic. And you can change this to match any theme that you have, any type of holiday. You could do it for bridal. And it's super simple. All you need to do is have artificial florals handy. And I'm going to show you how we're going to craft it using, I want to say this is 18 inches. 18 inches tall. Yep. And then the base of it is 6 by 6. And so what it's going to look like, this is a version of it that I did last year. This lantern swag is actually going to fit on the lantern. But if you don't want to use it for a lantern, you might want to take it off. You could use it on your dining room table as a centerpiece. You can also hang it on the wall as a pillar swag on a wall space that a lot of times wreaths can't fit on. So it has multi-uses. So the super simple thing about this is the only thing that you need to have available is some artificial floral, which I have some blue, let me show you. We're going to be using blue carnations. We're going to use red roses, red baby roses. We're going to be using some white carnations, boxwood greens, and then we're going to add in some stargazer lilies. So the great thing about this is all you need is your florals, some ribbon, some zip ties, and floral wire. So whether you want to choose 26 gauge, I prefer to use 22 gauge because it'll hold up a lot easier for people adding it to their lantern and taking it off. And like I said, if they want to use it as a table runner, they can do that. So if you're new, come on in and say hi. Let me know where you're from. We try to pair you up with fellow crafters in your area. So do you got people joining us?
Yeah, a ton. Okay. Gail, Jim, Davis, and hey there, Kat.
Hi, Jim. Hi, Gail.
Sandra, Andrea, Melody, Mary, Meredith, Joyce, Amy, Kathy Renison, Genevieve, Rihanna, Bobby, Debbie, Wilhelmine, too many to list.
Okay. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for joining me today. And like I said, if you like what I do today, I am live every Friday night at 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Central, and 8 p.m. Eastern time. So let's get started. So like I said, I have my ribbon and I prefer to use 1.5 inch ribbon. So I picked 1, 2, 3, I probably have too many, but I have 7 different 1.5 inch ribbon which we'll use for a bow. And because this is a smaller arrangement, trying to use the 2.5 inch ribbon, it just kind of takes away from your lantern swag rather than play up to complement it. We don't want it to be so overpowering that the bow's like, look at me, and we just need it to basically complement and make our lantern swag look nice. So you can use this on whatever size lantern you want. If you list it in your shop for sale, make sure you include the disclaimer that says lantern not included, because you'd be surprised at how many people think that your lantern swag comes with the lantern.
And apologies for our cats, they're going crazy.
Okay, so do you guys have any questions before we start? Because it's going to be super simple.
Nope.
Well,
everyone just saying hi still
delay.
right now. A lot of people logging in. Yep.
So the Boxwood came from Hobby Lobby. So when Hobby Lobby was open, they would have their florals on sale every other week for 50% off. So it's always good to stock some Boxwood greenery. These are great for every year or everyday greenery. You could add ferns, you could add ficus leaves, but I'm choosing Boxwood because those are kind of, I don't know, they feel summer, they feel like patriotic greens. So what you're going to do is you're going to push that out of the way. The size zip ties I am using, I want to say they're 8-inch black zip ties. The reason why I choose darker is because once we build the base, it's going to get kind of deep and dark in there. And so we don't want to have white popping through. So black is a nice alternative. So you're going to lay them end to end. And the first thing you have to do is figure out how big does your arrangement need to be, depending on the size of your lantern. So the easy way to do it is just to take your greens, kind of overlap them. Now keep in mind, right where my fist is going to be the size of the bow. So when you take this and match it up to the lantern, you want to have some that comes over the top, but you don't want to have any that touches the bottom. And we're only going to occupy 1/4 of the lantern. We don't want it to bleed over the sides and take away from your candle. Also, another disclaimer, do not use with an open flame lantern. Key piece of advice. So we need to kind of shorten this up just a little bit. So right about there is functional for me. I'll bring it up a little bit higher. So keeping in mind, fist full, okay? This is our base. This is where we begin to build. So what I'm going to do is a simple zip tie, and I'm going to zip tie these together. So we're going to zip it. There's our base. I know it's hard to believe, but it actually works. And now we're going to come in, and if you've ever done floral, you're always going to start off with larger florals, then migrate down to medium size, and then you're going to incorporate some filler flowers, some smaller flowers to kind of add some pop. So my large flowers today are going to be these roses. These came from Walmart, because Walmart's still open, and I have them all already cut, so it should make it super simple. So when we're working with the lantern swag, we want 2/3 of the floral on the top and 1/3 on the bottom, because the bottom's going to kind of be overshadowed a little bit with the ribbon tails. If used as a lantern swag, if you take it off and use it as a centerpiece, then you're just going to take your bow and rearrange it to where it'll look nice as a centerpiece. So I'm looking for the best floral. So I'm going to put 3 of my red roses to the top. So I'm just going to lay these out and look at how they look. And we'll go add one in here. And I'm just like looking at them from size, and I'm kind of happy with the way this looks. And I'm just trying to hold all this in place. And just kind of...
Thank you, Sheena. She said, I love that welcome door hanger behind you.
Oh, thank you. We just made that on yesterday's live.
Yep.
So here's my one rose. I like the 3 at the top. So again, with another zip tie, we're going to zip tie the roses in. Let's flip this around so it's the right way.
As I'm zooming in so you guys can see it a little bit better.
Trying to do the one-handed hold / zip tie everything. So, and what's nice is where all my zip ties are, my bow's going to cover that, so you're not going to see anything. People are going to be like, what did you use to create the base? And you're like, nothing, just the floral. So as you can see, we've got 1 at the bottom, 3 at the top. Now it's some time to add some pops of blue. So I'm going to take some blue carnations. Again, Dollar Tree, because Hobby Lobby's not open. So we're going to take these and kind of layer these in. And the nice thing is they're all wired. So if you kind of want them facing a bunch of different directions, then you can. So I'm going to put those there. Make sure. This one's odd. It's got a wire right up in the middle of the carnation. So we took care of that problem. Push your greenery all the way forward, because we want to really be able, not all the way off the top. Let's go ahead and put this back on.
Thank you all for joining Kat's page.
Yeah, feel free to like and share. If you like this tutorial and you want it for reference later, by sharing this particular tutorial, it's easier to find on your page rather than to find on ours, because it can get lost with the number of things that end up being posted. So let's make sure our carnation's in there, and I'm happy where that is. So again, zip tie. And you don't have to zip tie it as much as I am. You could wait if you want to hold everything together and then try to zip tie it all together then. You're more than welcome to do that. And
Galen, Kat's made several of these and they've never slipped off. The more zip ties you use, actually it starts really building the base up.
it starts to get pretty thick.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had this one for a while. Like this, you can see my zip tie bundle right there. This one we used white with, but it's sturdy. It's not going to all fall apart. So that's what we're trying to achieve. So now I'm going to come in with some of my stargazer lilies, and we're going to add that pop of white, because everything so far is just red and blue and a lot of green. So we'll make these kind of fan out to the sides. I'm not going to push the greenery up because otherwise it'd be way too long. So I'm going to let this be a little bit more subtle, and it's going to kind of create a little bit of interest. And it's good to take your greenery, work it through the existing floral that's there, kind of find a perfect place for it. We'll start at the top, actually, so I don't have to keep holding this one. I'm just going to zip tie a little bit further down now that I'm okay with the ones here. And I mean, when I'm zip tying them tight. So now we'll come in and we'll add some stargazer lilies to the top. And this is where you can just kind of move your floral around. If you want it to be up a little higher, you can. And add one more.
Give me lots of likes and loves if you guys can see it really good. I've got it zoomed in so you should be able to see it.
Yes, thank you to my amazing husband who takes the opportunity to read comments, so I don't need to do that. And I can just get on with the tutorial part. So I'm going to try to take this and move my greenery to the back.
Thank you, Doris.
There's my white.
Doris said you will learn so much watching Kat.
Oh,
Jessica,
thank you.
hey, Kat is going to be gorgeous.
So I'm just kind of letting it sit there. I'm going to let it kind of build up a little bit. So we have white carnations and red baby roses. So let's go ahead and look. Because it looks nice when you have a big red rose to pair that with some little baby roses off to the side. So I'm kind of pairing these right beneath the red. Just like that. And again, because they're wired, we can make them bend. That way it feels like they're part of the same arrangement. So I'm going to take another zip tie, because I haven't zip tied the top yet with all the stargazers I added in addition to my baby roses.
You haven't said I wish mine was like Steve. He just tells me everything is pretty even when I know it isn't. LOL.
Right? That's like when we get ready to go out somewhere and they're like, how do I look? And you know you don't look good, and they're like, you look amazing.
Yeah.
Lies. All lies.
No, they're not.
I know.
Hi, Karen. Pat said this is beautiful, so happy to see you this evening.
So remember, you can do this for any season. You can do it for Easter and do more of, like, you can do pink roses, the lavender roses, you can do carnation. You can come in with Queen Anne's lace, which is a really good filler flower. The one that I had actually had some dogwood in it and some bluebonnets. But again, Hobby Lobby is not open. So we have to do what we can do with what we have. So we're gonna do it. Let's go ahead and I'm just kind of pushing the little baby roses up next to the bigger one. So, do I want to zip tie? I know if I let it go, they'll fall to the mat. So, when in doubt, the zip tie. And then they stay where they need to go. So what do you think so far?
Yeah.
So far, this is our base, so it's perfect. And remember, hand's length will be your bow placement with the loops and tails and everything. So now I'm going to come in with the white carnations. Remember, 2/3 at the top, 1/3 at the bottom. So I'm going to do, I have 5, 3 at the top and then 2 at the bottom. So we're going to kind of place these in next to our carnations. And you'll start to see that it'll kind of create a really pretty effect. And if you want to move your roses, go ahead and do that. So I kind of like them, like the little ones. I did it here. I just kind of pushed them and pulled them around where I wanted them to go.
Doris said, I looked online all day for Boxwood. Everyone is sold out.
Is Hobby Lobby still doing online orders, or have they ceased their online as well?
I don't know.
Don't
Gals,
know.
do you know if Hobby Lobby is still doing online orders?
Having greenery is always a necessity. You always want to make sure you have greenery available.
Sure, Tanya.
Okay, now we're going to add some of our carnations to the bottom. So this is what I did on the other side. You just kind of move them around so they don't feel like you just laid them onto the pile. And I'm going to do the same thing here and get it to blend with my rose a little bit.
Wendy said they could still go into Hobby Lobby in Arizona.
Can you really?
Deborah said yes, Hobby Lobby is still ordering online.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, so you can get Boxwood then. And I think their Boxwood is, I want to say $3.99. So if you wait till they're 50% off, then it's like $2, which is a really nice greenery to have. That and ficus. So while I'm holding these, I'm going to take these little filler flowers. I don't even know what they're called. They're just like, they're just called like bush, according to Michael's. So this is going to be our, kind of like our baby's breath. So this is where you take really small, minute fillers and add that to the bottom. There's the 2 for the top. And I'm just trying to hold this in place as we see, where do we want this? Move this down.
Josie said they do have Boxwood. I just checked. Thank you, Josie.
Oh, nice. Thank you. Yeah, and even in the fall, they have the Boxwood with the color change. So it's a little bit more like a lavender color. So I'm fine with that there. So I'm going to do one final zip tie for the bottom floral. Make sure it's in there really good. And then we'll come in and add this to our top. It just looks really good when you pair it right next to the roses. Like, watch what ends up happening here. If we kind of take this and then work it through our rose, it kind of creates a nice filler look. And then we will zip tie it one more time. Helps if you put your zip tie the right way. So most of these florals came from Hobby Lobby. They came from Dollar Tree, Walmart, and Michael's. So finding them when it used to be easy to go to the store, your local retail store, to get your florals, just makes that more doable for you. So looking at it like so, this would make a really nice table runner / centerpiece. So now we're going to work on the bow. Looking at this right now, basically it's going to occupy, like I said, 1/4 of our lantern. This way, if somebody has it displayed, and remember we can arc this because it's all wired, so we can actually make it a little bit more like arched.
Curve,
yeah. And then you can have our gorgeous candle, like this one is one of the ones from Hobby Lobby, so it's just got the fake luminescence.
Right.
So it makes for a really nice look for your summer barbecues. So to make the bow, trying to think how many ribbons do I want to use. So these are my choices. I have red, white, and blue stars, red, white, and blue gingham, stars and stripes. This one's sheer, so I might toss that one. Definitely red with the white stars. We have the traditional home of the brave, land of the free, and then we have a blue with stars. So if we take this one out, we still need to lose one.
I think the gingham.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
It's so different from all the other ones. What do you guys think? Should we, out of these, which one needs to go? And then we'll incorporate the other 5 to make our bow. I'll let you guys, I know it takes just a little bit to put it all together or to comment, but I think this year it just wouldn't create the look I want. And then I will tell you where the ribbons came from. So when you're available to purchase online or go into the stores, you can.
Right.
What are you saying?
No, Lynn said, good evening, first time watching you. So hi, Lisa,
Hi.
Shiznoka. And then Brenda says, how does it hang on the lantern? She'll show you at the very end.
There's a secret.
Yep. And then Caitlin Credit said, Pioneer Wholesale and Imports has the Boxwood as well. So that's
Oh,
another
okay.
name. Thank you,
Good.
Caitlin. Doris just said, this has been a fun day. It's like a crafters convention for us poor people.
Right?
Yep. That's about it.
Okay. So we're still not sure. I'm like looking at them.
So they were saying, yeah, get rid of the last blue on the end.
Really?
Royal blue to go, that's the last one.
This
did.
one?
Yeah.
Really? Okay. Because I'm like, there's not really much blue. I mean, we just added a pop of blue with the carnations in the floral. But okay, let's do that then. So thank you for your help. So, and I'm thinking this kind of a little bit of a layout like that, kind of breaking up the ribbon.
Okay.
So this is how I'm going to create them. So we'll start with the gingham, the one that you didn't like. And dovetail. Don't know if anyone showed you how to do it. You probably already know how, but if it's a first time for you and you need to know, you're just going to take your wired edges, you're going to bring them together. You're going to go from the folded side right to that point. And that's going to give you a perfect dovetail, ducktail, whatever you want to call it.
Dovetail.
So that puts a really nice pop in your ribbon for you. So I'm going to kind of look at this, and you're going to see the way that I do my bow, it's just random. So it's not going to have like precise tail lengths, bow loops. It's just going to be like, I guess you'd call it a funky bow. It has no rhyme or rhythm, and that's the way that it looks really super nice on your lantern swag. Is you don't want it to look like the perfect bow. So I'm going to start. And this is a 6-inch tail. I use the bow dabber. It's my bow maker of choice. It's what I learned on, especially when you have a small budget. These were available at Hobby Lobby, Walmart, Joann's, Michael's
Amazon.
for about $15.99. And at Hobby Lobby, you could use your 40% off coupon, and same with Joann's and Michael's. So it's a really good bow to begin on. So with the bow dabber, it's all about the twist. So you're just going to twist and push that in. So I'm just going to randomly take ribbon, and you're going to see some loops are going to be bigger, some tails are going to be smaller.
And that's why she calls it the funky bow, because no two bows are really the same size.
And the tails are one's long, one's short, one bow smaller, one bow's larger. And I just need to make sure that they're all represented in here, and that we've dovetailed the edges so that they look nicer. So we'll start with this one over here. And since we're just about out, let's figure out how out we're going to be. So let's go ahead and take that off. We'll go ahead and start here. And we'll just finish this one with a short.
Tanya said, I love watching you make the bows. I need more practice.
It's just practice.
Yeah.
Practice, practice, practice. Start with, like, go to Dollar Tree and get, you know, ribbon for $1 and just play. Because nothing is permanent, and even after you wire it together and add it there, you can still take it out, you can still unwire it, and do it all over again. So, again, I'll make this one have a little bit longer tail. And then we'll do a bigger loop over here. And we'll do a bigger loop here. And then we'll do a small one.
Pam said, I've never seen a bow made like this. That's what's fun about these bows, because it's a lantern swag. You can have fun.
It's meant to be just different. And then remember, because we don't know how this is going to look until we get on there, if we need to readjust any of the bow lengths, we can shorten them. Can't lengthen them, but always better to err on the longer side. So, where'd you get it? Craft outlet for the red, white, and blue stripes. The other red, white, and blue, but with a white base. Craft outlets. The gingham. I think this came from Craft Outlet or the Reshop. It just says 15 yards. The Home of the Brave, Land of the Free. Craft Outlet, and then finally the red with the stars is Joann's from 2018. And then if you like the royal blue, Craft Outlet as well. And I know you can still order from the Craft Outlet or the Reshop. I think it's just taking them a little bit longer to get the items out.
Yep.
We'll go a little bit longer there.
Catherine said, hey, all the way from Australia. Hi, Catherine.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining, everybody. And Barbara asked, what scissors are best for cutting wired ribbon? I don't want to use my good fabric scissors.
Betty Crocker, Dollar Tree.
Yep.
They usually last me about 6 months, and because they're only $1, they're cheap enough for you to just switch them out as often as you need to.
Yep.
So we'll go shorter on this side. So this is the no rhyme or reason bow. Pull all those out. We'll add our red. Wow, sad. The blue ribbon was like, I was so excited when I found it. I was like, I have blue.
You know, you can still put it in there and see how it looks.
No, because it's the wrong shade. It's more
Oh,
what
the
it
blue
matches.
Carnations.
Yeah,
it
it matches that.
Yeah.
So let's go short here. Let's put.
That's
I'm just
awesome.
kind of like looking at how they all play.
Yeah, Betty said got an order from Craft Outlet in 3 days.
I know. Gail
Yeah.
said the same thing.
Yeah.
She just got hers in.
Debbie said I ordered from Reshop and it took less than a week to get. That's really good time.
Yeah, my Reshop thing was like almost 10 days.
Yep, hi gals just viewing and joining in for the first time. Feel free to like and share and follow our page.
We are making a lantern swag / door swag / pillar decor. What else would you call it? Centerpiece,
Yeah.
table runner, you name it. So this is what it looks like thus far. The one thing I didn't grab, pipe cleaner.
Oh, what color?
Red, preferably. It should be right in my little cup. the one thing I did not grab. I had them all sitting here. I think we kind of cleared out the space. So, what do you guys think so far? Pretty easy to make?
Sparkly or non-sparkly?
Thank you. We'll go non-sparkly. So, I just use a pipe cleaner. It's easier to work with. It's easier to twist. So we're gonna take this. It's all stacked really nice for us. We're gonna take our pipe cleaner, put it right through the middle, and we're gonna give it about 5 twists. Make sure it doesn't want to come undone. We're not fluffing this on a fluff box, or in my case I have a fluff board, which is a 18 by 24 inch cutting board. We're actually gonna fluff this on our swag. So I'm gonna make sure we're gonna put this right around our swag, and then we're gonna start fluffing. And it's always nice to have your floral done so that you know, this is the top, this is the bottom. So we're just gonna sit here and start fluffing. We're gonna pull out all our loops. We're gonna readjust some of our tails. Grab the ones underneath, flip it this way so you can get the ones on this side. Make sure there's a little bit of something on both sides.
Rarely do you need a tax ID for the wreath shop?
No.
Nope.
Nope, anybody can order from them, which is really nice. Let's put this
That's
one.
right, Caitlin. She says that Kat says practice makes permanent.
Practice makes permanent, right. You just gotta get good, and the only way you can get good is practice, practice, practice. So I'm just sitting here, pulling, fluffing, moving tails around to where they're in a place where I like them. So we have something everywhere. And then if you ever want to put an arc in your ribbon, if you just pretend like the curling ribbon where you used to do scissors, you just take your fingers and just run them through, and it puts the arc back in all your ribbon. Because you added all that gorgeous ribbon, so we want to make sure we can see it all. Let's get this one. See, now it looks like a really pretty centerpiece, but we need to get it on our lantern. So I'm trying to pull some of the tails down to the bottom, the longer ones anyway. What do you think so far? Pretty simple?
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys are wanting to know how in the heck you're going to get it on the lantern. That's where the floral wire comes into play. So, like I said, I like using 22 gauge floral wire because it's a little thick. This also works if you want to create these on your lanterns that go on either side of your garage door, like the sconces. You could make something like this, just create it this way, and then you're going to go ahead and attach it pretty much the same way.
Yep, and you can do it for Christmas, for Halloween, for
every
4th of
single
July
season.
Yep.
So you can even do these for grave saddles. So if you wanted to create something like this to put on a headstone, you can do it that way.
Or a mailbox flag, yep.
Or a mailbox flag, right. So here's our lantern. So the one thing you want to do before you're demoing it is figure out what side your door opens on. Because if you put it on the side where your door opens, you can't readjust your candle. So ours opens here, but we also have a handle. So we want to make sure the handle's on the other side. So we're going to go ahead and fasten it here. So what we're going to do is we're going to attach it first, and then we're going to adjust the lantern swag. So from the back of your bundle, you're going to find a really good thick piece of, like, you're going to kind of put your fingers in there and grab a big bundle. You're going to take your floral wire and you're going to work your floral wire in there so that we can come out the other side just like this. Okay. once I have it,
And she'll show you the back once she gets it in.
yeah, let me just go ahead and twist it where I want it to stay. This is why I like the thicker gauge wire. So I just basically took my finger and just kind of wedged itself in here, and then you feed your wire into your swag. And then I just did a couple twists so that it's secure. And then what you're gonna do is, this is where you're basically going to take the wire like I am right now, and you're just gonna twist it like so on your lantern. You could remove this, you don't have to. I usually take it, bring it back around, and just tuck it so you don't see it. And now you'll fluff to get the desired look that you want. You're gonna wanna pull some of your florals down and out a little bit so that it doesn't look so straight up and down.
And she'll also curve the top of the boxwood, and she'll
Yeah.
refluff the bow.
I'm just bending some of my floral like so. Just give it, let's get rid of the really long piece. Let's see, how'd you go under? We'll arc that towards the back. Let's bring these down so it's not so static and it looks.
Pamela, she just took the floral wire. She actually put it in a thick portion of the swag and tied it in with floral wire, and then she tied it around the top of the base of the lantern swag.
Just be careful when you're readjusting things, because these are artificial florals. You can pop the buds off. Okay. Let's refluff our bow so it's more suitable for the lantern swag.
You want to bend the top of the dogwood down?
I will. Yeah. Give me 1 second. Where is my
Tanya said this is beautiful.
other
Susan
loop?
said, "Oh, beautiful, love it." Debbie said, "Loving this."
Let's pull.
Sorry, Georgia, you could try logging off and logging back in. I know a lot of people have problems
What's
with
that?
logging into Facebook.
Buffering.
Yeah, she said it's trying to watch, but it's not letting me.
Aww.
Mary said it's so lovely. The flowers look so real. They do. They're actually not bad for Walmart.
Look how, right? Walmart florals.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get you all situated. So this is where you kind of go around and you look at all your florals and look and see, do you have any holes? Do you have anything on the side that I need to adjust? This is where Steve was like, yeah, you can arc your boxwood. Like this is all bendable. And so you just gotta find your stem, and then you can make them move so they're not so straight up and down. Let's get rid of this.
Gloria said, "Thank you for the inspiration. What I was going to do with my battery operated lantern." Well, there you go. Yep.
Yeah, just go to, again, Hobby Lobby. When they have their 50% off, you could just go get your lanterns. And I have 2 that I keep. I have a black one, obviously, for the Halloween, and darker, you know, if you want to do a darker lantern. Okay. So this is where, if you have any gaps and you want to add something to cover or hide, you know, an area where it's maybe it's not quite as full, you could, like, let me look at something we could add in for a pop. Take some of these. I'm trying to get that.
He says, "Since I can't go to see my mom in a nursing home, I put a wreath on her door. I'm trying to figure out something to put outside her window Needing something that will do well in the rain. Is there any certain ribbon you suggest for being out in the weather?
You know, we've been running a science experiment since January on deco mesh and ribbon. It's been out in our desert heat, rain, wind, dust, you name it. So far, all of the ribbon and all of the deco mesh has held up extraordinarily well. So most of the ribbon, I mean, if you think most of the time people are just gonna put it up for a season, I mean, it's gone into April and no fading, no nothing. We sprayed one with UV spray, one without. There's no difference between the two. So we're trying to figure out, okay, is the UV spray really necessary? Is it really gonna help?
But they also have stuff like Scotch Guard waterproof that you can waterproof and Scotch Guard it and it's clear. You could use that. Tony said, so you don't actually bend from the center? Nope, you don't. You're just bend from the top.
Nope, just the top. So I'm going to add another daylily. So I've got my glue skillet. My glue's already ready. So I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to, I had it all in there. I'm just going to glue it and add it right to the front. So if you're looking at things and going, I wish I would have put something else there, like maybe
Hi, Regina.
some more of these thingamajiggs, like this, with the greenery. You might want to add this, maybe. I like it. Watch. So from here, if we just come in here with this, it just makes it look a lot less artificial. But because we've already bundled everything, this is where you have your hot glue. So you're just hot gluing and sticking it in that giant bundle that you've created. So it'll fit in there really nice. So we'll just move the bow. And we're gonna just go right in and attach it right into the floral bundle. So now...
That's awesome. Teresa said my birthday is 4th of July. I love red, white, and blue.
Aw, very good.
Tanya asked, how long have you been doing wreaths and crafts? I want to learn more about making wreaths.
Oh, I took it to the business side 3 years ago. Because I've been doing this for my house, you know, seasonal stuff, and then doing weddings or decor for other people or Christmas trees. And then I was like, didn't really realize that wreath making was a thing, that it was like a business. So I tried my hand at it back in 2017 and been going strong ever since. Yeah. So it's fun. So let me go ahead and add some more.
And you can join your private group. She can talk to you about that.
Yes, I do have a private group. We go every Sunday and every Monday. Sundays is a wreath making tutorial class, and then Mondays are business classes. So we started in January, and I've walked everybody through the steps in starting a Facebook business page, adding, you know, opening an Etsy shop from the get-go, how to use Pinterest, Instagram, what else? Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, and email lists to drive that marketing into your business. Because nobody has the passion for it like you do. So nobody's gonna push for it as hard as you would. So we need to take back control of our own marketing, and I've been kind of teaching my group how to do that. And then in January, we started all over again with like beginner's wreath making class. We went over color theory and why it's so darn hard to match ribbon to our designs or our signs, or how do we put the design all together. So
but you watched it through in the private group, setting up your Etsy shop and everything.
Yeah. So I just kind of been going around. I'm sure you guys have seen me. I'm just adding the little pops of the filler flowers to this. I don't think I need to add any more baby roses. And I'm fine with how it looks on the bottom. What do you guys think so far? Do you guys think it needs anything? So remember, the way that you word this to your customers is you want to showcase it in all three forms. So you would, and I'd usually take this outside and set it up on a really nice picnic table, and because this is a centerpiece, right? I turn the lights on, so we would add, and also make sure lantern and candle not included. So this just allows that to create a really nice warm feeling on a summer day with your lantern swag. So you would take pictures of it on the lantern, take pictures of it from the side, from the other side, so that they can see, while it looks imposing from the front, you still have access to the other three sides. So you could put a cute patriotic Uncle Sam in here and use it as like a shadow box. And then you would show them that you could take it out, you know, untwist it off of the lantern. You just want to tell them they will need a lantern with a knob on the top or a ball, something for you to wrap wire around is all that they're going to need in order to attach it. So you would do it this way, then you would take your photos off and then show them same lantern swag, ba-bum, centerpiece for your table, like a table runner. Through your picnic table, you could put it on a buffet table and then put it on a wall with like a really thin pillar so that it helps your customer visualize how I can use this. Because you might have someone go, I don't put things on my lantern. But you can say, well, you could buy it for the lantern. You could put it on your garage sconce with your lanterns, your centerpiece, or you can put it on, I've had people buy these just for their door. Like you said, it's a smaller space, so places like hospice and hospital rooms right now can't have real florals, but artificial florals they can definitely have. And that, I mean, what better way to make somebody feel cheery and loved than to show them something, you know, sweet for their hospice room or their apartment or their office cubicle or anything along those lines. So you always want to make sure you showcase it in the best possible light so that your customer can see how this would benefit them and why they need to have it.
And Vince, this is on the back side of the door, so the door's on the front. So you can place it on the side. You can see the door open on the back. You can put it on the side too. You just can't put it in the front.
Yep. And then you still have the handle, so you can still pick it up. We just don't want to make sure that the handle was underneath when we attach the lantern swag. So that's why I said move it to the other side. Yep.
And Pamela, yes, you cannot ship the lantern and the candle along with it because the lantern is breakable and it's too big. So you just sell the lantern swag. But giving them the idea of the lantern, they can go out and buy their own lantern.
Or when we can actually not be social distancing anymore, we can do craft fairs and craft shows, which we know is going to be coming, especially in the fall. You can have these on either side of your table and sell them. At that point, you can offer the lantern as an option for a customer to purchase because they could just take the whole thing and go. And then you don't have to ship. So these are great ways to show people how versatile a particular arrangement is. So any other questions you guys
Tanya
have?
asked, thanks for the info. How do I join the private group? I want to learn more.
Oh, you
I
just
gave her the website.
Yeah, Cats Creations, the letter N, the word more.com. Scroll all the way to the bottom and you'll see the private group page. It's, like I said, it's $17 a month, and we're going to leave it that way for quite a while because at least it gives you some additional resources besides the public group that I do on Fridays. So Sundays is additional wreath making tutorials, and then Mondays are business classes. In addition, you guys have access to my entire library from 2018 on. So all of my specialty items like, well, that was a public group, but angel tree toppers or carrot, tulip, wreath designs or stuff like that. Plus, all the materials lists, like everything that I just used today, my private group members get a detailed materials list with all the SKU numbers and where it all came from. So if you wanted to do this, I basically give you the how-to as far as materials of where to go and get that.
And Jim said, thank you so much for your joining our live stream Palooza today, Kat.
Absolutely. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for asking me to be a part of it. And I totally appreciate you guys reaching out and doing that.
Yep.
Okay. Well, do you guys have any last minute questions that I can answer for you? Otherwise, I will let you guys have a small little hiatus before the next Wreath Maker comes live, and that is
Flip flop.
Wait a second, I have it. I wrote it down. Flip Flop Mania Wreath Design with Leah McIntosh starts at 6 o'clock my time, Pacific time, 8 o'clock p.m. Central, and 9 p.m. on Eastern time. So, no further questions?
Nope, they said they're beautiful.
Okay.
You also tell us how long to cut the ribbon, lots of info.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
So don't be, doing a funky bow, not having an exact formula, just gives you something whimsical and fun to kind of play with.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Well, I will let you go. Thank you for joining me. And if you want to catch me again, like and follow my page, or I'll see you on my private group Friday nights at 5, 7, and 8 p.m. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.